One of Skyler's issues is when she gets really excited, she sometimes nips. And because she does therapy work, which is really awesome, we want to make sure that she's not obviously doing that there. So we talked off camera about pausing and taking our time. She's excited when we get to the old folks' home. I should say retirement home. I guess that's not a politically correct way to say it. But we're going to wait in the car for her to be nice and settled before we open the door and go in. Once we're walking in and she gets excited, we approach the door to the building, we're going to stop there and wait for her to settle down. So she understands the only way we move forward is when I'm nice and calm and balanced. Now, having a little bit of self-control can help a lot as well. Now, it might be hard to see with this carpet because these are similar hue to the carpet. But what I want to do is basically show a little bit of a leave it exercise, at least the first stage of it. So what I'm going to do is I have a treat. I'm using the Tricky Trainer liver flavored, and I cut him in half because she's such a small dog. Now, for dogs, their eyes are very good for movement. So they see movement, they just want to chase after it. So she's already starting to get excited because of the prospect of this treat. So what I'm going to do is drop it and then cover it. I'm waiting for her to stop challenging me for it. Now, if you notice, my fingers are open. I'm holding my hand like this. I'm blocking her from getting it, but I want her to be able to see it and smell it. Then I pick it up and I give it to her. I do not let her eat it off of the ground. Now, I'm not assigning a command word at this point. We can do a leave it command. Here, sweetheart, let's do it over here to get better camera awareness. Did you see that? She laid down. So I'm waiting 2 seconds before I let him pick it up and give it to her. Now, at first, I'm throwing it about maybe 1.5 feet away from her. If you throw it right in front of her, that's going to be too hard for her to take right away. So this way, she understands just because something falls on the floor doesn't mean I can get it. Especially if we're working in hospitals or retirement homes, this might be possible somebody spills some pain medication on the floor. So a lot of dogs are vacuum cleaners. So it goes over and she grabs 2 or 3 Vicodin, that might be terminal for her. Mm-hmm. So if she just learns just because she sees something on the floor doesn't mean she can get it. Now, in this case, when she sits or lies down, that's her way of saying I'm challenging you less for that. So I'm going to make sure we get at least 2 seconds, but I might wait a little bit longer when she does that. Now, the first stage is just do it like this, and just like I've been doing, to the point where you can do 5 in a row, at least twice, where you toss it, and she doesn't even try to go get it. You don't even have to cover it with your hand anymore. We can get 5 in a row twice, 2 different occasions, back to back. Then you're ready to the next stage. Now, the next stage, I do the same thing, but instead of sitting down, I'm going to be, and this is why my head might be cut off for this one. That's okay if my head's cut off. Leave it. So what I'm doing at this stage is I'm standing up, so I'm further away from the target, makes it more appealing for the dog. And I'm just putting my foot over it. If I can step on it if I need to. I don't want to smash him into the carpet. But eventually she understands just because you throw it, even though you could be throwing it from a couple feet away, she can't get it until you give her permission to get it. This is one of those exercises that does help her develop more self-control. So when you're doing it, again, just start off maybe about 5 or 6 treats. Leave it. Always end on a good one. And again, keep this short. This exercise should be no more than 1 minute in length. Try to do it a couple times a day. But she already picked up on pretty quick. I bet you by the time you're at the end of the week, you can throw it in front of her and leave it there for a minute and she won't get it. Mm-hmm. And get up and give her the treat.